The night was serene under the Bodhi tree, moonlight bathing the earth in soft silvery light. Siddhartha sat in silence, the air heavy with anticipation, his mind focused on unraveling the mysteries of existence. Disciples, let me share the essence of life, Buddha said, his voice calm and gentle, resonating with wisdom. Suffering is universal and inescapable, woven into the fabric of existence, he continued, each word deliberate and profound. In birth, aging, sickness, and death, we face suffering, Buddha explained, his gaze unwavering, connecting deeply with those around him. But suffering is not the enemy. It is the teacher, illuminating the path toward wisdom and liberation. A breeze stirred, rustling the leaves of the sacred tree as the disciples listened intently. Absorbing his every word, the root of suffering lies in desire, the craving for things impermanent, transient, and ever-changing, Buddha stated with conviction. Desire binds us to the wheel of existence. The endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, Buddha continued, his tone unwavering. But liberation is possible, freedom from suffering achievable, through understanding the nature of reality. Siddhartha reflected on his years of seeking, searching for answers in both indulgence and self-denial, but finding truth in neither. Life must not be lived in extremes, but in the middle way, a path of balance and moderation, Buddha emphasized. The middle way leads to the cessation of suffering, to enlightenment and liberation, Buddha elaborated, his words infused with clarity. To walk the middle way is to embrace the Eightfold Path, a guide to right living and wisdom. The disciples sat in rapt attention, their hearts touched by the simplicity and depth of Buddha's teachings. The Eightfold Path begins with right view, seeing life as it truly is, free from illusion and ignorance, Buddha explained. Next is right intention, cultivating thoughts of kindness, compassion, and selflessness, Buddha continued, his teachings resonating with transformative power. Right speech follows, speaking truthfully and kindly, words that heal and unite rather than harm and divide. Right action is the choice to live ethically, abstaining from harm and promoting goodness, Buddha said, his words grounding them in practical wisdom. Then, right livelihood, choosing work that supports life and aligns with values of compassion and integrity. Right effort comes next, the discipline to purify the mind and strive for virtue, Buddha added, encouraging his disciples toward mindful living. Right mindfulness is the awareness of the present moment, living fully in the now without attachment or aversion. Finally, right concentration, the practice of focused meditation, unlocking the profound truths within oneself, Buddha concluded, his voice serene and empowering. To detach is not to cease loving, but to love without possession, allowing freedom for all beings, he added profoundly. Ananda, now engrossed in thought, asked, Master, does detachment mean abandonment of all desires and dreams? Not abandonment, dear Ananda, but the understanding of their impermanent nature. Seek not to escape suffering, but to understand it, for in understanding lies the power to overcome, Buddha advised. In suffering, there is wisdom. In impermanence, there is beauty. And in existence, there is interconnectedness, Buddha reflected. A young disciple approached Buddha cautiously. Master, does impermanence render life meaningless if everything fades? Buddha's eyes softened, his tone like a gentle breeze. In embracing the Eightfold Path, one discovers freedom from suffering and the ultimate peace of nirvana, Buddha shared. The disciples felt a sense of unity, bound by the wisdom imparted by their master under the moonlit sky. The disciples pondered his words, realizing that impermanence enriches existence, bestowing value to fleeting moments shared and cherished. Buddha then gestured to a towering oak tree. Disciples, the path is before you. Walk it with courage. humility, and open hearts, Buddha encouraged. Master, a disciple ventured, how does one live a life of mindfulness amidst chaos and demands of the modern world? Buddha replied, the mind, when centered, can remain undisturbed by chaos. Much like the lotus blooms amidst muddy waters, the path to mindfulness begins with observation, introspection, and practicing the Eightfold Path, Buddha stated, each word clear and deliberate. A disciple whispered, Master, the Eightfold Path feels distant and arduous. How can one commit fully? Buddha gazed into the horizon. The Eightfold Path is a journey, not a race. Each step matters, and patience brings wisdom. As the night faded into dawn, the awakened one sat in silence, his presence a beacon of peace and wisdom. Remember, disciples, the universe is contained within each breath. As twilight descended, Buddha poured another cup of tea and offered it to the disciple closest to him. Drink. The disciple drank, savoring each sip. Master, this tea tastes richer with understanding its impermanence. Why is that? Buddha smiled. Awareness adds depth to experience. Knowing that life is transient enhances its beauty and significance. Siddhartha's transformation under the sacred Bodhi tree became a timeless reminder of the potential within every soul. Buddha's revelation, born of deep reflection and understanding, became the cornerstone of his teachings, a beacon for seekers everywhere. Together, they meditated beneath the Bodhi tree, seeking peace amidst life's fleeting moments. Guided by Buddha's enlightening teachings, another day, another gathering under the shade of the Bodhi tree, the disciples awaited Buddha's wisdom with bated breath. Under the sacred Bodhi tree, Siddhartha Gautama began his journey as Buddha, his teachings a gift to the world. Another day, another lesson awaited as the disciples gathered by the flowing river, its gentle murmur a soothing melody. Buddha sat on a smooth stone by the bank, observing the water's endless journey, his presence calming the group. Disciples, this river holds a teaching I wish to share, Buddha began, his voice soft but imbued with deep meaning. The disciples looked at the river, their gazes fixed on the currents shifting and shimmering under the morning sun. Tell me, what do you see in the river? Buddha asked, his gaze steady and filled with quiet curiosity. One disciple replied, we see water flowing endlessly, moving toward an unseen destination. Master, others nodded, their eyes tracing the current. Yes, the water flows ceaselessly, ever changing and never the same, Buddha affirmed, his tone steady and thoughtful. This is the nature of existence, impermanence. All things change, flow, and transform, just as this river does. The disciples leaned closer, their minds beginning to grasp the depth of Buddha's simple yet profound observation. Each drop of water you see now will soon be gone, carried away to another place, Buddha continued calmly, just as this river transforms with every passing moment, so does life, Buddha said, his voice resonating with clarity. Clinging to what is impermanent leads to suffering. Like trying to grasp the flowing water with your hands. The disciples pondered this, their thoughts swirling like the current before them, seeking to internalize Buddha's timeless wisdom. The true path to peace lies in understanding impermanence and embracing it without resistance or attachment, Buddha explained. See how the river never holds onto a single moment, yet it flows gracefully toward its destination, Buddha noted. Life, like the river, is a journey. We cannot stop its flow, but we can learn to move with it. The sunlight danced on the water, casting ripples of light that seemed to echo the profound truth Buddha was revealing. What causes suffering is not impermanence itself, but the refusal to accept it, Buddha said with serene conviction. When we resist change, we create tension and pain within ourselves, Buddha added, his words inviting deep reflection among the listeners. But when we flow with life, as the river flows, we find harmony and freedom from suffering. The sun's descent doesn't negate its warmth. It promises another dawn, another opportunity. Master, a young disciple asks softly, does detachment from suffering mean abandoning feelings and connections? Not at all, Buddha responded. Detachment means loving freely without clinging, allowing yourself and others the freedom to grow. The young disciple pondered Buddha's words. Understanding that detachment deepens love rather than diminishes it, Buddha turned to another disciple. Buddha's gaze rested on a leaf carried effortlessly by the current, its journey mirroring the lessons of impermanence. This leaf does not resist the river's flow, yet it remains intact, moving gracefully with the water, Buddha noted. In surrendering to the flow of life, we discover a strength and serenity that comes from alignment with nature's truth, Buddha explained. The disciples felt the weight of his words, their hearts and minds beginning to absorb his profound insight. A bird called out from the trees, its song a reminder of the harmony inherent in the interconnected web of existence. Impermanence is not to be feared, for it is what allows life to exist, Buddha continued, his voice steady. The river must flow to sustain life. If it were stagnant, it would lose its vitality, Buddha added thoughtfully. Similarly, the changes we experience bring growth and renewal. Even when they appear as loss or suffering at first, the disciples considered the profound interconnectedness of life, the inevitability of change, and the beauty inherent in impermanence. Let this river remind you that change is not the enemy. It is the essence of life itself, Buddha concluded. The disciples sat in silent contemplation, the river's rhythm guiding their thoughts toward acceptance and deeper understanding. As the sun climbed higher, its rays reflected on the water, casting shimmering patterns that seemed to echo Buddha's teachings. The disciples closed their eyes, focusing on their breath, grounding themselves in the present moment. Buddha encouraged them. The morning wore on, yet the disciples remained by the river, their minds quiet but alive with the echoes of Buddha's wisdom. As the river flowed unceasingly, so too did the lessons of impermanence and acceptance settle deeply within their hearts. Buddha rose from his seat, his movements as graceful and deliberate as the flow of the river itself. Remember, disciples, the river does not mourn the loss of its water, for it understands the beauty of its journey, Buddha said. The disciples watched as Buddha began to walk away, his presence as serene and enduring as the river that continued to flow. They followed, their hearts filled with gratitude and a newfound clarity, the lessons of impermanence guiding their steps. The river flowed on, its soft murmur a timeless testament to the truths revealed under Buddha's gentle and insightful guidance. The disciples carried Buddha's words with them, like the river carried the leaf, effortlessly and with purpose. Each step they took was a reflection of their commitment to embrace change and let go of attachment and resistance. The river remained, a silent teacher to all who would listen, its flow eternal, its wisdom boundless. The disciples bowed in gratitude, their hearts filled with reverence for the teachings of the lotus. Buddha's presence radiated peace, his teachings illuminating the path for those seeking enlightenment. As the day ended, the river continued its journey, just as Buddha's disciples embarked on theirs, forever transformed by the teachings. The sun dipped below the horizon, its light fading but its essence enduring, a symbol of the truths shared. With the night's embrace, the disciples rested, their hearts lighter, their minds clearer, their souls attuned to the rhythm of life. The teachings of the river echoed within them, a reminder that change is the thread weaving the fabric of existence. The journey continued, for the river, for the disciples, and for the awakened one. As the universe whispered its eternal truths, another day, another gathering of disciples. As Buddha sat atop a hill overlooking a peaceful valley filled with life, the breeze carried the scent of flowers, mingling with the sounds of laughter and conversation from the valley below. Disciples, today I will speak to you about unity, Buddha began, his voice gentle yet resonant with meaning. Look at the valley below. What do you see? He asked, his gaze fixed on the scene before them. We see people, Master, all living their lives in harmony, a disciple replied, his tone filled with curiosity and reflection. Buddha nodded, his expression serene and contemplative, as the valley's vibrant life unfolded beneath them. Indeed, the valley is alive with the essence of unity. As all beings coexist and sustain one another, Buddha said, do you see how each person breathes the same air, drinks the same water, and walks the same earth? The disciples listened closely, their minds opening to the profound interconnectedness Buddha sought to reveal in the simplicity of life. The breath you take is the same breath that gives life to every being in the valley, Buddha explained. In this breath lies the truth of unity, the invisible thread connecting all existence. Beyond distinctions of form or identity, Buddha continued. No one owns the air, yet it sustains us all. This is the gift of life, he reflected. The tea's flavor fades, but its essence remains. Our actions ripple through the world. Long after we pass, he explained. To see yourself in others, and others in yourself, is to understand the true nature of unity, Buddha elaborated. When we recognize this interconnectedness, we cultivate compassion. For how can we harm what is a part of us? Buddha asked. A bird soared above, its wings outstretched against the sky, a symbol of freedom and the interconnectedness Buddha described. The bird above us is as much a part of this unity as the people in the valley, Buddha observed. Every action you take, every word you speak, ripples through this unity, affecting all beings, near and far, Buddha explained. Choose kindness, for in kindness, you nourish the unity that sustains life, Buddha said, his voice filled with warmth. The disciples felt their hearts stir with a blend of understanding and sorrow. Their minds absorbing Buddha's words, Buddha poured tea for his disciples again. As the seed grows, it strengthens the bonds that hold existence together, enriching life for all beings, Buddha continued. But remember, disciples, the opposite is also true. Harm and hatred weaken the unity, creating suffering and discord, Buddha warned. The sun bathed the valley in golden light, its rays illuminating the faces of those who dwelled within its embrace. Just as the sun shines equally upon all, so too must your compassion extend to all beings without distinction, Buddha advised. The light of compassion is not diminished by sharing. Instead, it grows brighter, illuminating the path for others to follow, Buddha said. The disciples felt the profound weight of his words, their hearts swelling with the desire to live compassionately. Unity is not only external, it exists within you as well, in the harmony of your mind, body, and spirit, Buddha explained. When you cultivate unity within, you radiate peace and balance, uplifting those around you, Buddha continued, his tone soothing. In your breath, find the rhythm of life, the connection to all beings, and the path to inner and outer peace, Buddha instructed. The disciples closed their eyes, attuning themselves to the breath, feeling its connection to the world. As the hilltop grew quieter, the disciples began to sense the unity Buddha spoke of, a profound stillness encompassing them. The breath does not discriminate, it fills the lungs of the kind and the unkind, the wise and the foolish, Buddha said. This truth reminds us that we are all equal in the essential elements of existence, Buddha continued, his words resonating deeply. When you see beyond the illusions of separateness, you will find freedom, for unity transcends boundaries, Buddha encouraged. The valley seemed to echo Buddha's teachings, its life buzzing with the unseen threads of connection linking all beings. Let your actions flow from the understanding of unity, and you will walk the path of wisdom and compassion, Buddha guided. A child's laughter rose from the valley, a reminder of the innocence and purity that dwells within all beings. The child's laughter belongs not to the child alone but to all of us. Shared through the unity of life, Buddha observed. May your hearts remain open, your compassion boundless, for in serving others, you nurture the unity of existence, Buddha said. Each small act of kindness contributes to the great harmony, weaving the threads of unity ever tighter, Buddha continued. The disciples felt a deep sense of purpose, their lives illuminated by the teachings imparted on the hilltop that day. Remember, disciples, the universe breathes as one. Each breath you take is a step closer to understanding this truth, Buddha concluded. Buddha stood, his presence serene and grounded, as the disciples bowed deeply, their gratitude flowing toward him like a river. The sun began its descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and red, a testament to the cycle of life. The disciples watched Buddha descend the hill, his figure blending with the world he had so profoundly illuminated with his teachings. They remained, their breaths synchronized with the universe, their minds contemplating the unity they now recognized within and around them. It is the key to remembering. A disciple raised his hand, seeking permission to speak. Unity, as taught by Buddha, became the guiding principle for the disciples, shaping their lives and their interactions with others. The hill, the valley, and the sky bore witness to the profound moment of connection, their silence eternal and sacred. The teachings of Buddha echoed beyond the hilltop, rippling through time and space, a reminder of the unity binding all existence. The disciples departed, their steps lighter, their hearts fuller, their purpose clearer, guided by the breath of the universe. The night embraced the world, its stillness a canvas for the infinite connections Buddha had revealed with such simplicity and grace. In unity, the disciples found meaning, and in meaning, they found peace, forever transformed by the truth of Buddha's words. The world slept under the watchful gaze of the stars, their light a testament to the unity of all things. The teachings of unity breathed life into the disciples' journey, illuminating their path with compassion, wisdom, and unyielding love. Master, how do we trust that we are already home? Buddha's smile returned, gentle yet illuminating. Trust arises through practice, through the act of being present, of anchoring yourself in the now. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.